Okay, for this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to set up a little server on your computer that allows you to run PHP pages without having to upload them to the internet to test them to see if they work. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is visit this website here. So I'm just going to copy and paste that into my browser, and then I'm going to go. And if you have an account set up online somewhere where you can upload your pages to, you can feel free to do it that way. I just find it's easier to run them all and test them all on my desktop before I upload them. That way I know if I need to make any changes, I get to test them out, make sure everything works. So our next step is once we're at the Easyphp homepage, we want to click the 5.3.0, which is the recommended version, and then we want to do the same again. Okay, and it's going to tell you that your download is going to start shortly, blah blah blah. So once you download it, the next step that you want to do is locate it on your computer and locate your icon, and then go ahead. I have Vista, so I have a lot of user access control warnings, but go ahead and install it. And when you install it, just make sure that you know where you install it to. So if you install it in your C drive, whatever, just make a note of that. Now once you get it started, your next step is going to be to navigate to the folder that you installed it to, and this is my layout, and you're going to want to go ahead and run it. So that's what I'm doing now, and I get a little error on mine about my SQL, and I'm going to configure that later. I'm not using it right now, but the main thing is to make sure the Apache has a green light and it's started. So I can minimize that to the tool tray here, and we can see, double clicking it brings it back up, and as long as I have a green light, then the server's set up properly and it's working. Okay, so now that we've downloaded the program from easyphp.org, we've installed it, we've located it, we've ran it, our next step is this www folder. That's where we're going to put everything at that we want to test. So every time you create a new PHP file, put it in there to be tested. So what I'm going to do for you guys is I created a little test program, and anybody that's programmed before is going to recognize the hello world, and this is your default. Anytime you're learning the program, this is pretty much what they teach you first. But what I want to do is take this time to let everybody type this out exactly how I have it typed, and once you get it typed out in your notepad, or if you have a PHP editing software or whatever, you can use that. For me, I'm just going to be using Notepad, so just type it out, and if you're using Notepad, make sure that you save as, and then type in the name that you want to save it as, and make sure you add the extension PHP. So instead of it creating a text document, it's going to create a PHP document. So test period PHP would give me a PHP document if I so chose. So you can pause this here if you need to come back and look at the code some more to type it out. But now I'm gonna move forward though and test this. And with my server running and the green light going, all I have to do to test that file is http localhost /test.php, and now I'm running it. I'm going to attempt to run it and see if this will work this way, because all we basically done is set up a server on our local host, and then that way we can test everything. And I ran it and I got hello world. So everybody else should get the same. If not, make sure that your green light's set up. And if you need any help with Easyphp, they have a forum and a FAQ area. Check with them. I'm really not here to give help on this because this is server side setup things, and I'm not here to give somebody advice with their computer. And if something messes up, I don't want to be responsible for it. So make sure that you get all the information from Easyphp if you're going to modify that server at all. I wouldn't trust just anybody giving advice on that, or myself for that matter. So to recap, once you install Easyphp, locate the directory that you installed it to, locate the www file. That's where you're going to be saving everything as. That's where the local host is set up for by default on Easyphp. So anything that's going to be tested needs to be put in this folder. And make sure you have Easyphp running, and make sure you have a green light on your Apache software, or on your Apache server. And then anytime you want to test, all you have to do is type in HTTP and your localhost and your test.php, just like I had it typed out, and you run it and everything should be fine. In the next tutorial, I'm going to give an introduction to variables and some examples on how to use them, how to store information in them, and how to print that information on the screen after you've stored it. So we're just going to take this step by step. If you're already comfortable with variables and the if-then statements and stuff like that, feel free to skip on to the more advanced sections. But I'm starting this off for people who have no programming experience with PHP whatsoever. So enjoy the upcoming tutorials. Thank you.